Welcome back. We're diving deep into the crypto world today. It's been pretty wild lately. So much going on, so many ups and downs. We're looking at some news articles, some market data, and some spicy expert opinions, and it's fascinating trying to figure out where things are headed.
Yeah, what's really striking me is there's all this good news coming out, but the markets just haven't responded like you'd think.
Ah, really?
Yeah, Zach Rhines, this analyst, called it a bizarre clown market, and honestly, I'm with him.
A bizarre clown market?
Yeah, like a party where the music is pumping, but no one's dancing.
Okay, so let's break this down. What exactly are these bizarre developments that should be getting the market fired up?
Well, first of all, you've got all this talk about the U.S. maybe setting up a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
The U.S. government holding Bitcoin,
Wow.
and then there's all the progress on regulations for stablecoins and DeFi. In theory, that should make crypto more appealing to bigger investors,
Right.
the institutions. And then you can't forget about all the new filings for spot crypto ETFs. Those are big deals. All these things could mean crypto is going mainstream.
But the market doesn't seem to be celebrating much, does it?
No, not exactly. Actually, we've seen like a 26% drop from the peak just a couple months ago. People are scared of a recession. You've got these trade wars brewing, just a lot of uncertainty. And the data from sentiment shows that trading volumes are down.
So less trading going on.
Exactly. Even the pros are hesitant to make big moves right now.
So it's like everyone's hopeful, but still a little bit spooked.
Yeah, it's like a weird mix of excitement and nervousness, Like you're at a carnival, you're psyched about the rides, but then you see a clown with a chainsaw and you're like, maybe I'll just stick to the Ferris wheel for now.
Ah, okay, that's a great analogy.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of cautiously testing the waters, there's some interesting news from Japan. USDC, that stablecoin, it just launched in beta on this Japanese platform, SBI VC Trade.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting, especially because Japan has always been super cautious about crypto.
Yeah.
So this move, it could mean stablecoins are becoming more accepted in a market that's been tough to crack, And it kind of fits with those new EU regulations that classify USDC as e-money, which makes it seem even more stable and reliable.
Got it. So even with the market being jittery, some players are still making these strategic moves, expanding their reach and planning for the future.
Definitely. It's not all doom and gloom. You could actually argue that these uncertain times are creating some unique opportunities for the people who are in it for the long haul.
Okay, let's talk about those long game moves. What else is catching your eye?
Well, some interesting stuff happening with the exchanges. You've got OKX on one side, delisting a bunch of altcoin trading pairs.
Why would they do that?
Because of performance and liquidity concerns. Basically, they're getting rid of the altcoins that aren't generating enough trading volume or that have become too risky because there's not enough liquidity.
So it's like a survival of the fittest kind of thing.
Exactly. But then on the other side, you've got Binance integrating USDC with the Hedera network. And Hedera is known for being fast and having low transaction costs. It's a strategic move to get users who want things to be quick and efficient, which could give Binance an advantage as things get more competitive between the exchanges.
It is fascinating to see these totally different approaches happening at the same time. Some are battening down the hatches while others are going full steam ahead on growth and new ideas. It shows how dynamic the crypto world is.
For sure. And speaking of dynamic, let's talk about Robert Kiyosaki, the rich dad, poor dad guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's been making some pretty bold predictions lately. He says this market downturn could be the start of a huge economic bubble, bursting even worse than the 1929 crash.
Whoa, that's a little scary. But Kiyosaki is known for making bold statements.
Yeah.
What's his advice for getting through these potentially turbulent times?
He says people need to stay calm, no panic selling, and focus on assets that have historically held their value when the economy goes south. He specifically mentions Bitcoin, precious metals, and real estate. He even thinks the U.S. government might buy more Bitcoin to protect itself from its own financial problems.
So is he saying Bitcoin could become like a safe haven asset in the middle of an economic meltdown?
That seems to be his argument. It's a pretty big claim, but it does make you wonder about the role crypto could play in a world that's facing more and more economic uncertainty.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, while we're on the topic of navigating choppy waters, let's shift gears and talk about Fidelity, the financial giant. They're doing something pretty bold. They're asking the SEC for approval to allow staking on their Ethereum ETF.
Right.
Now, for those who don't know about staking, it's basically a way to earn rewards by actively participating in the Ethereum network.
This is huge. If they get approval, it could open up a whole new world of investing for people who want to earn passive income from their crypto.
So instead of just holding Ethereum in an ETF, investors could also earn extra yield through staking rewards.
Yeah, exactly. We could be talking returns over 9%, which is way higher than what you'd normally get from traditional investments like bonds or savings accounts.
That changes everything. It seems like Fidelity is really pushing the limits of what's possible with crypto investing. But how is the rest of Wall Street reacting to all of this?
Well, that's where things get even more interesting. While the tech giants and the airlines are getting hammered by the market downturn, Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha himself, is sitting pretty on a massive cash reserve, $334 billion. He's been building this up for a while now, like he knew a market correction was coming.
So while everyone else is scrambling, Warren's just chilling on a mountain of cash waiting for the right time to make a move. Classic Warren Buffett.
It really is. And get this, instead of buying back Berkshire Hathaway shares like everyone thought he would, he's actually buying more stock in Japanese trading houses. It's a move that's got people scratching their heads, but hey, when you're Warren Buffett, you can play by your own rules.
So we've got all these forces pushing and pulling in different directions, positive things happening in crypto, but negative vibes in the traditional markets. Some people are playing it safe while others are making bold moves. It's enough to make your head spin.
It definitely keeps things interesting. And this is where tools like altFINS can be super helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with its charts and signals and all those analysis tools, altFINS can help you cut through all the noise and make smarter decisions in this crazy and ever-changing market.
That's a great point. Whether you're a pro trader or just starting out, having the right tools and information can make a huge difference. We'll be right back to dive deeper into these fascinating developments and what they could mean for the future of crypto. Stay with us. Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about how some of these big players are making some pretty bold moves in the crypto world. It seems like for every step back, they're taking 2 steps forward.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And this is where things get really interesting, you know? Are we seeing crypto kind of break away from traditional markets? Is it doing its own thing, or is it just following the same patterns of volatility and uncertainty?
That's a big question, and I don't think anyone really knows the answer yet. But it's definitely something to think about as we try to navigate this exciting and often unpredictable world.
Absolutely. And speaking of unpredictable landscapes, remember Ripple?
Oh, yeah. What about them?
They just got a license to offer crypto payments in the United Arab Emirates.
Wow.
That's a big deal for them, you know, expanding their reach globally. And it could pave the way for more institutions to start using XRP.
So even with all the uncertainty in the market, some companies are still making huge progress toward global expansion and mainstream adoption.
That's right. And that's why it's so important to stay informed and keep up with what's happening in the crypto world. Things are changing so fast and new opportunities are popping up all the time.
And how can our listeners stay ahead of the curve?
Well, that's where tools like altFINS can be so valuable.
In what way?
Well, with all its charts and signals and analysis tools, altFINS can help you make sense of all the noise in the market and identify those opportunities that could be really profitable.
It's like having a crypto expert right there in your pocket guiding you through this crazy market.
Exactly. Whether you're a seasoned trader or just starting out, altFINS has something for everyone who's interested in crypto.
That's awesome. So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's leave our listeners with one final thought to ponder. Is the crypto world destined to follow the same boom and bust cycles as traditional markets?
Or is it creating a whole new path, one that leads to more stability, more inclusivity, and maybe even a fairer financial future for everyone?
It's an open question, and one that we'll continue to explore as this incredible journey unfolds.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Remember, the crypto world is full of surprises, so stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay tuned for more deep dives coming your way.
And don't forget to check out altFINS for all the tools and insights you need to navigate the crypto market with confidence. Until next time, happy exploring. It really does feel like we're at this crossroads, you know? Like traditional markets are struggling, but the crypto world just keeps going, innovating and changing so fast.
It's really interesting to see them side by side. On one hand, you've got the old guard, they're sticking with what they know, trying to ride out the storm. And on the other hand, you've got these new innovators, they're pushing the limits, challenging the way things have always been done, and creating a whole new financial system.
And it's not just about the technology, is it? It's about like a fundamental shift in how we think about value and ownership and what money even is.
Exactly. Crypto is making us rethink all our assumptions about finance, and it's opening up all these possibilities that we couldn't even imagine a few years ago. Decentralized finance, digital art, the metaverse, crypto is pushing us to rethink our whole digital lives.
It's exciting, but it can also be a little overwhelming, especially for people who are new to this. There's so much to learn, so many new ideas, and things are changing all the time.
That's why it's so important to have the right tools and resources to help you navigate this complex and constantly evolving world.
Speaking of tools and resources, we've mentioned altFINS a few times during this deep dive. Can you tell our listeners a bit more about what altFINS offers and why it might be helpful for them?
Sure. altFINS is this incredibly powerful platform that gives you all these charts and signals and analysis tools specifically designed for crypto traders and investors. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, altFINS can help you make smarter decisions and potentially increase your chances of success in the crypto market.
So it's like having a personal crypto advisor right there in your pocket.
Exactly. altFINS gives you the insights and data you need to understand the market, identify trends, and maybe even spot those hidden gems before everyone else.
That sounds super valuable, especially in a market as crazy and unpredictable as crypto.
It definitely is. And the best part